Welcome to the space where sensitivity becomes strength. It's been a while since your partner hurt you. Perhaps a kiss, an affair, emotional unfaithfulness, or a broken trust still lingers in your heart. You may notice feelings of hurt, anger, sadness, or even self-pity arising, sometimes unexpectedly. Any kind of unfaithfulness can cut deeply because it shakes the very sense of safety and emotional connection that love is built on. The truth is, feeling pain is normal, and acknowledging it is the first step toward healing and reclaiming your joy. Hi, I'm Suié González, Healing&Love, counselor and coach for highly sensitive people. In this video, I'll guide you through 6 essential steps to work through unfaithfulness, rebuild trust, and reconnect deeply with your partner. And if you stay until the end, I'll share a special, transformative tip that most couples never hear to truly heal and strengthen your bond. Step 1. Emotional awareness. Feeling without judgment. Before you can heal from betrayal, you need to see and feel what's really inside you. Emotional awareness is the first bridge to understanding yourself and your needs. This step is about tuning in without blaming yourself or others. Notice the emotions that surface. Begin by gently recalling the moment that hurt you, the betrayal, the kiss, the feeling of being sidelined. Ask yourself, what emotions come up right now? Sadness, anger, confusion, shame, or even fear? Are there layers to these emotions? Sometimes beneath anger sits sadness. Under guilt, there may be longing. Tip: label your feelings as clearly as possible. Saying, "I feel hurt" or "I feel overlooked" strengthens awareness and starts to relieve emotional overwhelm. Tune into your body. Emotions are not just mental, they live in your body. Check in with yourself. Where do you feel tension, tightness, heaviness, or fluttering? Do your shoulders hunch, your chest feel heavy, or your stomach knot? Are there sensations that shift when you breathe or when you move? Your body is an emotional compass. Feeling what you feel physically grounds you and connects mind and heart. Observe changes during play and connection. Notice how your emotions shift in lighter, playful moments, like taking photos together or sharing laughter. Do you feel relief, joy, or a temporary lightness? Are there traces of the old hurt lingering under the fun? Can you allow yourself to enjoy these moments without dismissing past pain? Remember, those activities you used to love doing together are not just distraction. It's a window into your resilience and capacity to experience joy even amidst hurt. Emotional awareness is not about judgment or fixing yourself. It's about understanding your inner world. Each feeling is a signpost pointing to your needs: safety, connection, respect, love, or self-care. Recognizing these needs is the first step to healing and creating deeper, healthier relationships. Step 2. Acknowledge self-pity. From hurt to healing. Self-pity often sneaks in after betrayal. It whispers, "I'm hurt. I don't deserve this." And that's okay. Your heart is simply signaling that something matters deeply to you. Show yourself empathy. Imagine a soft, understanding nod from a trusted friend. That's what you give yourself here. I remember Clara, who discovered her partner had kissed someone else. She found herself sinking into self-pity, replaying the scene in her mind. Her first instinct was to judge herself. "I must have done something wrong." But when she paused and whispered to herself, "It's okay to feel hurt," she felt a little relief, a crack in the wall of self-criticism. Identify your story. Self-pity thrives on the story you tell yourself. Take a moment to reflect on these questions. What story am I telling myself? How accurate is this story? For instance, Clara realized she had been telling herself, "I'm unworthy of love because he betrayed me." She paused and asked, "Is that completely true?" Slowly, she noticed it was only part of the story, the part shaped by pain, not by reality. Notice its effects. Self-pity isn't just a feeling. It influences your body, your mind, and even your relationships. It's possible that you might withdraw from friends or your partner. You replay the betrayal over and over in your mind. You feel heavier, more tense, more reactive than usual. After replaying the betrayal nightly, Clara realized she was snapping at her colleagues and avoiding calls from friends. Awareness was the first step to breaking the cycle. Discover hidden emotions. Beneath self-pity, there are usually raw, unspoken feelings. Ask yourself, what's really under this self-pity? Hurt, fear, disappointment. Do this mini exercise. Pause, breathe deeply, and write 3 emotions in your journal or comments. Clara wrote hurt, fear, loneliness. Seeing them on paper helped her feel seen and understood. Shift perspective. Speak to yourself as a friend. Imagine a dear friend in your shoes. What would you say to them? Now, say it to yourself. It's okay to feel hurt. This doesn't define your worth. You're learning, you're growing, and you are loved. Write a compassionate letter to yourself, just as you would for a friend. Now let's look at some small actionable steps you can take today to nurture yourself and move forward. Healing isn't about giant leaps. It's about small, meaningful steps. Do it this way. Express. Journal. Talk with a trusted friend or voice your feelings. Move. Go for a walk. Stretch. Dance or exercise gently. Micro moments of joy. Play games. Listen to music. Laugh with someone. Gentle intentions. Today I will honor my feelings and take one small step forward. Interiorize this affirmation. I honor my feelings and I am capable of moving from pain to clarity and connection. In Clara's case, after a few days of reflection, movement, and small joyful moments, noticed her heart felt lighter. She was beginning to move from the weight of self-pity toward understanding, compassion, and connection. Step 3. Forgiveness, boundaries, and empowerment. Moving forward with heart. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't erase the hurt, the confusion, or the late-night questions that keep you awake. Healing means choosing consciously how you want to move forward, with your heart intact and your boundaries honored. Forgiveness often feels like a big, impossible word. But here's a gentle truth. Forgiveness isn't about saying it's okay or pretending nothing happened. It's about acknowledging your pain, honoring your feelings, and deciding you don't want anger or hurt to control your life anymore. Think of David. After a moment of betrayal, he felt everything inside him tighten: anger, shame, confusion. At first, forgiveness seemed impossible, but he realized forgiveness didn't mean he had to forget. It meant he could feel, reflect, and choose a path that protects his heart. Let's pause and reflect together. Ask yourself, what would forgiveness look like for me without denying my feelings? Are there boundaries I need to feel safe and respected moving forward? What actions, words, or rituals could help rebuild trust and intimacy? For David, forgiveness looked like allowing himself to feel hurt without spiraling into blame. Boundaries meant he could say, I need honesty and transparency before I can fully trust again. And small rituals, like cooking together or sharing a quiet moment after gaming, became ways to rebuild connection without pressure. Empowerment isn't a one-time decision. It's daily, small choices that honor your heart like these. Acknowledge and feel. Name the hurt without judging yourself. Set safe boundaries. What feels okay for your emotional space, your time, your relationship? Create safe reconnection moments. Even small shared activities, playing video games, laughing over a silly movie, or walking together, can be safe spaces to reconnect. Rituals of trust. Simple acts of communication, like sharing reflections or asking, how are you feeling right now, can slowly rebuild intimacy. David started with 10 minutes of cooking together after a long day. No heavy conversations, just laughter, creativity, teamwork, and connection. Over time, these micro moments became his bridge to rebuilding closeness without erasing the past. Forgiveness, boundaries, and empowerment aren't about forgetting the pain. They're about honoring it, while choosing to move forward with clarity, safety, and heart. Today, you can take one small step, set a boundary, share a moment of trust, or simply breathe and say to yourself, I am worthy of love, safety, and connection. Say, I honor my feelings, I set my boundaries, and I am capable of choosing my path forward. Step 4. Rebuilding connection. Healing after a betrayal doesn't mean walking through pain alone. It means finding ways to reconnect, gently, safely, and joyfully. And sometimes the most powerful tool for rebuilding closeness is play. Playfulness might feel simple, even small, but shared joy is a bridge. Laughter, games, music, or hobbies you both enjoy are not distractions. They are signals that your relationship can hold both pain and pleasure. Imagine Laura and Miguel. After a moment of hurt, tension filled their home. They began riding bikes together for 30 minutes each evening. At first, it was awkward, but slowly, laughter returned. Those walks together became a sacred pause where trust could quietly grow again. Pause and reflect. How do shared activities help you feel close again? Do they mask unresolved feelings or do they deepen trust? Can you celebrate small steps of emotional progress together? Laura realized that while the walks didn't erase the past, they allowed her to see Miguel's attentiveness and care. Those small moments of shared joy gave her heart tiny reminders. Connection is possible, even after pain. Remember, healing is not a straight line. Joy, laughter, and connection can coexist with sadness and reflection. Experiencing both is not confusing, it's human. Each smile, shared joke, or playful moment strengthens emotional resilience. Some evenings, Laura felt waves of sadness return. But after a shared laugh over a silly game, she noticed how her heart could hold both grief and warmth at the same time. That balance became her anchor in the journey of rebuilding trust. Here are some ways to use shared joy intentionally. Play together, games, music, hobbies, or anything that sparks laughter. Celebrate small wins. Did you communicate openly today? Did you share a laugh? Acknowledge it. Observe and reflect. Notice how you feel during and after these moments. Are you more relaxed, more connected, or more hopeful? Balance play with processing. Let joy and reflection coexist. You don't have to force one or avoid the other. For Laura and Miguel, a ride and a shared cup of tea became a reminder. Their hearts could meet again. Connection didn't happen overnight, but each playful, joyful moment was a thread weaving them closer. Healing and connection grow through both laughter and reflection. Today, you can choose small, playful moment with someone you love and let it be a bridge toward deeper trust and joy. Say daily, I celebrate small moments of joy and I am open to connection, trust, and healing. Step 5. Self-compassion and growth. Healing is not just about recovering from pain. It's about discovering the strength, resilience, and wisdom that emerge when you navigate your emotions with care. Step 5 is about turning hurt into empowerment through self-compassion and reflection. Think about how far you've come since that moment of betrayal. Every tear, every wave of anger or sadness, every time you pause to reflect, has shaped your growth. Imagine Elena. After discovering her partner had been unfaithful, she felt crushed. Yet over time, she noticed something remarkable. She could feel her emotions fully, set small boundaries, and communicate her needs with clarity. That was growth she hadn't recognized until she paused to reflect. Take a moment to reflect deeply on how have you grown since the betrayal? What strengths have you discovered in yourself while navigating your emotions? Self-compassion is the bridge between acknowledging your pain and empowering yourself. It's not indulgence, it's nourishment for your heart and mind. Elena started small. Each morning she whispered to herself, even though I feel hurt, I am worthy of care and respect. She noticed her mood lifted, her patience increased, and her confidence returned in tiny but meaningful ways. Here's a simple micro-step exercise you can try today. Today, one small act of kindness for yourself could be taking a short walk, journaling your feelings, making a favorite tea, or simply acknowledging your courage out loud. Here's a reflective prompt to guide your self-compassion and growth. Even though I feel hurt, I can choose to nurture myself and celebrate progress. Write it in your journal, say it aloud, or reflect on it quietly. Each time you do, you reinforce your resilience and strengthen your emotional well-being. Say and believe daily, I honor my growth, I nurture my heart, I choose compassion and empowerment. Remember, every small act of self-kindness, every moment of reflection, every acknowledgement of your strength is a step toward reclaiming your power and joy. Healing is a journey, and now it's time to look forward. Step 6 is about imagining the relationship you want and your place in it. This is not wishful thinking. It's a conscious act of courage and self-respect. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the relationship you desire. What does it feel like to trust fully again? To laugh freely, to play together, to hold each other with honesty and care? Healing allows you to step into this vision while still honoring the journey you've taken. Sophia had carried the weight of betrayal for months. One evening, she imagined a year from now. Quiet mornings, sharing tea, playful game nights, honest conversations that left both hearts lighter. She realized this vision wasn't naive, it was a guide for her choices today. Ask yourself, what does a trusting, joyful relationship look like a year from now? What choices can I make today that reflect courage and self-respect? How can I keep playful, meaningful rituals alive while maintaining emotional safety? Sophia decided that even small choices mattered. Speaking her truth gently, setting boundaries, celebrating tiny wins together, Those micro decisions became stepping stones toward her vision. Remember this truth: you are not your pain. You are a courageous, sensitive being capable of love, joy, and deep connection. Your experiences have shaped you, but they do not define your capacity to create a relationship full of trust, laughter, and intimacy. Sophia pictured herself laughing with her partner during a silly board game, feeling safe, seen, and connected. She felt a quiet surge of empowerment. Her future wasn't just a dream, it was a reflection of the choices she was ready to make today. Repeat daily: I am courageous, I honor my heart, I create a future of love, joy, and connection. Take a deep breath and visualize one playful, loving, or courageous act you can do today to move toward this future. Every small step counts. As I promised, here's a simple daily practice to help you nurture connection and emotional clarity. This journaling exercise not only honors your feelings, but also creates small, actionable steps toward trust and deeper mutual connection. Each day, you can ask yourself and write down, I notice that when I feel self-pity, I also feel. One small act of self-compassion I can do today is, when we play or share fun activities together, I feel, and it's because. One step I can take today to rebuild trust is, even though I feel hurt, one choice I can make today to nurture myself is. Writing these reflections regularly helps you track your progress, recognize your emotions, and foster a deeper, authentic connection with your partner. These are small seeds of change that day by day strengthen both your relationship and your emotional well-being. Go for this affirmation: I honor my emotions, choose small acts of self-care, and cultivate an authentic, safe connection with my partner. So, to wrap up, healing from betrayal is a journey, not a race. Each moment you reflect on your feelings, each laugh shared through fun and meaningful activities, and every small act of self-compassion brings you closer to reclaiming your joy, peace, and emotional freedom. You can transform pain into strength, reconnect deeply, and honor both your sensitivity and your capacity for love.